Keep one unit out. Yes, there it is. So Neeb is going to bring the aggression early on. Is he going to spot that pylon? I think he is. Yeah, okay, that's nice for Neeb. It's the little things that matter in PvP. But Neeb, his probe, did see that pylon of Astrea.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. That could play against him, but okay, this is not too bad for Astrea. A good start, and I mean the Warp Prism never comes into play for those.
No, that's a big mistake by Neeb. I think he was a bit distracted by something, or he was being chased. I'm not exactly sure what was happening there, but that's obviously not what you want to do, because Neeb wants to create some chaos here early on. Imagine 2 adepts in the natural, 2 adepts in the main base with a prism. Suddenly 5-6 probes go down very quickly, and that's kind of what you want here if you're Neeb. So he is going to go for the defensive shade. He can obviously pick up these adepts, but one of them is going to get picked off. Only gets 2 probes. Misclicks there as well. Not Neeb his game so far, cats. There's no need for Astrea to do anything wild here. It's 3 base against 2. You're investing in things that are not helping you with this push. On top of that, you can't really reinforce, but maybe you can get a quick Nexus cancel. As Astrea, this army, like if I'm Neeb here, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing here with that army? That makes absolutely no sense, but it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, it's gonna pay off. 2 stalkers go out, or down rather, right away. Astrea still looking for the cancel. Maybe a little bit too greedy?
Yeah, I feel like he could have gotten out of there. Uses a recall in the end. One more sentry, barely survives actually in the end. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, you said you love how confident he is with his decision making and his move outs. That is a crazy move out to me, but it started off all right. I almost wish he would have just dropped force fields and tried to get a cancel on the Nexus, because that Nexus was just warped in. It was super low on HP. Yeah, that's wild, right? Without a prism even to do that? Like, why are you there? Yeah, okay. Oh, man, I'm already feeling
Disruptor,
this.
yeah.
This is going to be such a fun grand final, Scats. I can't wait to see how all of this plays out.
Indeed. And what is this about then, Roddy? What does this tell you? Does he just want to make 1 Disruptor and then Colossi?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like, Disruptors build really quickly, and they obviously help you keeping safe. Nobody can ever go for a crazy blink on top of your army if you've got a Disruptor there, because if you offensively blink, you obviously can't really avoid that Purification Nova anymore. So, but when the game goes into this stage, I think it's pretty doable to make comebacks, and it's actually kind of evening up already.
Yeah, a lot of these units have so many gadgets to try and capitalize on situations. Blink is one of those tools. The Immortal here is gonna be big, but it gets sniped right away by Neeb. This is what I'm talking about. Such confidence. That's the veteran play of saying you have an Immortal. What, I can snipe it right away. Wow.
Okay, right. Disruptor shows up, and now it's bad that Disruptor shows up, because Neeb can blink forward one more time. I think there's no reason not to do it. That's what he does. Gets the Disruptor as well. There's a random Colossus, but I wouldn't even be... Okay, now more Stalkers show up. Neeb, maybe it's time to go home. Be happy with what you got so far. The Sentry is obviously going to go down, but that's just kind of part of the trade.
Yeah, I think that was amazing by Neeb to jump in on that opportunity before the Colossus showed up. He took a very good engagement to begin things, but now Astrea back on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of wild, right? Because Astrea is the one who was expanding quicker, economically ahead. He keeps making move outs, and at this point, Neeb is like, enough! Just blinks forward there, gets on top of the Immortal. And we also see Shadow Stride being researched. Spear Dragon is out there getting really excited right now. He's like, yes, Alex! But at the same time, I'm sure he loves Neeb too, because it's NA Starcraft. Yeah, this is gonna get crazy. Now, this is where the game is going to get chaotic, because Neeb is Dark Templars are on the other side of the map, but DTs are expensive units as well. Neeb is not really capable of fighting this army, I think, at this point, of Astrea. You also don't want to let Astrea walk into your natural. Let's see what the Dark Templars can get done at the bottom. First pylon goes down, but battery overcharge is really good. I love that as well, blinking away from the cannons. Why the hell not?
Yeah, that was really well done by Neeb, but amazing job by Astrea already being ready for a lot of ram bites. I mean, it's not the prettiest Sim City, but having the presence of mind to have...
Yep, main army of Astrea went a little too far forward. A couple Stalkers went down. Colossus really low on HP as well. At the same time, a massive Zealot attack at 12 o'clock. But that's not going to get much done against cannons, batteries, defensive DTs as well. Astrea just needs to take a moment for himself and be like, all right, Dark Templar is going crazy everywhere. I'm moving probes. He's ready for a couple of my moves. Let's just slow this game down and let's actually get a proper army. We can take care of them as well. Look at the mini-map. Look at where the army units are. This is so crazy. What? Oh, Disruptors! Oh my!
Well, there goes whatever lead he had. That's for sure.
Oh, Neeb recalls the Disruptors as well. Blinks on top of that ramp. Gets a couple Stalkers. Gets the Colossus. Neeb is playing so freaking good. Does end up losing a couple of Stalkers in the end, but wow, he just completely reset the Disruptor count. 8 Disruptors have gone down on the side of Astrea. Only 2 for Neeb.
Oh my god, that's so many DTs being warped in right now on the side of Neeb. They could really cause a lot of trouble. That many DTs you have to respect, because they may not be super difficult to fight with, but they will do damage fast. They will snipe things fast. All right, there's an observer in position.
Yeah, but they're kind of trying to blink by. They're blinking all over the place. A couple of DTs might make it into the main base. Don't forget about the main armies. Both of them paying attention to it as well. Neeb firing forward one more shot. Oh, that's a juicy hit on the side of Astrea. Finally, Neeb ends up losing a couple of Disruptors. It is so hard to attack into Disruptors. This is an amazing game one. That's what it is.
All right, so the counter DT is now warped in for Astrea in huge numbers, looking for a similar attack, and it's the Zealots that are going to shepherd Neeb's army back and buy the space for those DTs to move on forward as well.
Yep, Astrea has an observer here as well. This is ridiculous. Dark Templars with blink on both sides. Army's getting close again on the right side. Is Astrea paying attention? The answer is yes. He's focused firing Disruptors. He's getting 3 of them, and he blinks on top of the rest, but now finally one shot. That was amazing for Astrea. That's pure Stalkers for like 5 Disruptors of Neeb again.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Astrea. I love how stealthy he was, not really shooting until he was ready to one-shot one of them, and then revealing Neeb a little bit slow to the party. But yeah, I don't know what this game is. There's the DTs coming.
Oh my god, the blink DTs around on top of other DTs while Disruptors and Stalkers are fighting in the bottom right side. Neeb is getting the better end of these exchanges for sure. There are more Disruptors on the right side. Revelation being casted as well. Wow, what a game.
It is insane, and when all is said and done, the supplies are exactly even, Kev.
No, when I feel comfortable, if you give me 4 carriers and then a couple of Disruptors, I'm starting to feel really comfortable, especially if I have a couple of Stalkers in the mix as well. So I think 4 carriers is where they will have a serious impact. 2 carriers, not so much. 4 is proper. And if you can get 6, I don't see how you lose a fight. But you can obviously lose a base trade, right? Because carriers are slow.
That is a good point.
Oh, right, no!
Okay, well, this was really good for Astrea. Really quick, 3 more Stalkers. I mean, those are all amazing Disruptor shots. And it's exactly what Astrea needs to continue to buy time. I really feel like Neeb needs to do something before these carriers start being a problem.
Yep, and I don't think he's aware of it at all, right? If you take a look at the vision of Neeb, Neeb has not been in the main base since, I don't know, like a hallucinated Phoenix Scout or the War Prisoners early on. No idea about the Fleet Beacon. No idea about the carriers that are on the way. Oh no, what? Well, how many times has that come? I almost just knocked over my battle cruiser. Are you kidding me? I would have been so sad. I'm gonna put it on the ground. I can't take it.
Yeah, this is a little bit too much for me to handle as well. The Disruptor shots are just going all over the place, so difficult. And this is a lot of DTs, more than I have ever seen together, to be honest. This is a herd that I haven't had the pleasure of ever meeting.
But there's no observer this time.
Oh. Yeah, there is.
Behind, but all right, Astrea's going to win this fight. As Disruptors fighting again on the right side. Astrea got another big shot. 4 Disruptors went down on the side of Neeb. They have lost 20 and 24 Disruptors in this game.
The presence of mind, Kevin, to have those units ready and then to say, okay, I got enough here. I'm gonna go and do the Disruptor shots. I mean, I wasn't looking at the Disruptors, and Neeb wasn't either. Astrea has played an amazing game so far.
Yes, and he's transitioning. The thing is, though, can he fight? If I'm Neeb, I'm not fighting that army. When I see the carriers, oh my, what is that blink? That's such a crazy blink. But it's kind of working up. He's resetting the Disruptor count again. His own Disruptors show up. Neeb blinks into them and will pick off a couple of them. But this is when the Big Daddy carriers show up. And if I was Neeb right now, I'd be like, oh my god, you've got carrier? Yeah, Neeb is also walking around with 2 armies at this point, as he has all these Stalkers at the bottom left side. A couple of Zealots are going to try to save the day. Forward blink of Stalkers, forward blink of DTs. Neeb realizing he's going to have to retreat. I like where this is going for Neeb. Cats, I dare to say, game of the season so far?
Maybe so, Kev. They're really looking to upstage the beauty that was EU somehow. But NA Madness, it hasn't disappointed, not between these two lately.
Big fight happening as well on the right side. While this fight is going on, the disruptor shots were going forward. Another big one. -3 disruptors on the side of Neeb. Neeb's got a lot of minerals, but he's got no gas. And this is actually starting to become a little problematic. While he had a rich Vespian gas that he mined out, he's got another one that's running, but he's still low on gas at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm watching a PvP or a ZVC. Both of these armies are always, or both of these players always have armies on each other's side of the map. They're always looking for those opportunities, those run-bys. I mean, we're really watching Evolution of Play live, I feel like.
I'm not sure if we're watching the Evolution play or a massive downgrade, but no, it's honestly really high level. It's super hectic. I don't know what this game is. What's the Tempest count now? Okay, we've got 3, and Neeb is also saving a couple of disruptors. You know, are they gonna mine? Actually, every base is taken at this point on Eternal Empire in a PvP. And I love that Neeb has the base that I feel Astrea should have, but then Astrea has the base that Neeb should have, right? Under the natural of Neeb.
Yeah, absolutely right. There is Tempest, like you were foreshadowing in production now. So things might be a little bit better for Astrea once those join the fray. But for now, 4 carriers, very threatening.
Yep, the carriers are very scary here, but Neeb is bringing over the Tempest, and then I don't know, it all comes down to the focus fire. I think that Neeb needs a few more. I think you definitely want to get up to like 6, 7 Tempests, which is where he's getting. Big run by the way, happening in the natural of Neeb. A lot of Zealots, couple of Dark Templars in the mix as well. Blink on top of the battery. And this is something you have to respect. And Neeb is maxed out. Protoss problems, we can't warp in. How do you deal with a run by?
It's going to be so very difficult. A recall is going to be the answer. And I'm not even sure if he has enough on that recall. This is a huge force on the side of Astrea. But unluckily for Neeb somewhat, it is fighting in a choke.
Well, this is a really weird fight. Now, Astrea is obviously seeing an opportunity on the left side. Thinking that it's like, maybe I can fight this army. I'd love to see battery overcharge being used there for Neeb. There are still units in Neeb's main base. As Neeb has given up, he's like, I want to win the main fight. I don't even care about my main. Disruptive shots being fired forward once again. I think Neeb has a lot of money. Losing a couple of things in the main is not that bad. He has finally cleaned it up. What's the Tempest count? 7 against 6 carriers? I think I like it for Neeb. I hate Tempest, but I think I like Tempest more than I like carriers in these scenarios.
All right. Also, an Oracle, important to note, is making its way across the map somewhere, and that's going to provide the Tempest with the vision that they need to really start sieging this army of Astrea. Has 22 probes full, but not without taxing.
Yeah, Neeb, okay, all the cannons are on power. I think a big problem for Neeb is that he's got no disruptors left. He has 2 of them. That's not that many. Wait, what happened to Astrea? He had a whole bunch of them. He just lost them.
Yeah, I think a couple exploded there, but there must have been a trickle of explosions through and through, but he is remaking 2 of them at least.
Yeah, like Tempests are great against carriers, but you do need something to keep your opponent's units at bay. Otherwise, Astrea will just dive on top of the army, and then obviously you can protect your Tempest, and the DPS of Tempest in a straight-up fight is terrible. Oh. Tempests are the king of the running fight, and big stasis goes down, and all these Zealots get trapped. At the same time, Astrea is going to take out the base with the rich Vespian gas, very important, because Neeb is severely lacking gas at this point.
Yeah, this is getting weird. Both players have surprised each other on opposite ends of the map. Neeb doesn't even have a recall available, I don't believe, so I think he maybe has to commit to this side, and like I said, the game's gonna start getting a little bit strange.
I think it's been a bit strange for the last 21 minutes. Well, yeah, I think if I'm Astrea, I actually want to get that army home, mate. I think I recall my carriers now, and I get the hell out of there.
Definitely. I think as soon as Neeb didn't push into your own base with the rich Vespian Geyser, you have to evacuate. You already took 2 base worth of advantage. Maybe even the second one was a little bit pushing it. Now the army is trapped. Does Neeb have enough? He seems to think he does.
Yep. If I'm Astrea, I recall. Yep. That's what he does. He's probably losing 1 more carry. No, it survives. All the Stalkers are left behind, though. Can the Stalkers get sandwiched? Neeb has an insane amount of minerals. Warp in Zealots wherever you want, Neeb. And try to maybe pick at least off all these Stalkers. He's going to try to re-expand at the base with the rich Vespian gas. Because at this point, Neeb has 0, literally 0 gas income. And he's got only 47 gas in the bank.
Yeah, and I love that Astrea led the army of Neeb within Neeb's territory, because the last thing he wants is a counterattack right now. He knows he has the economical lead. If he can just withhold here, and maybe keep small squads, keeping Neeb honest just like this one, I think the game is his to lose now.
Yep, that's super cool, but can he win the fight? I mean, he doesn't have disruptors. He plays forward in the Tempest, which is very risky because Neeb does have still 5 disruptors. The Zealot counterattack is indeed brilliant. Oh, Neeb really wants to fight. He doesn't feel comfortable at this point. He knows he's got no gas income. Obviously, Astrea is starting to run low on resources as well. What an absolutely amazing game of StarCraft 2.
Incredible. I mean, so methodical. Neeb really prioritizing taking down that gas, but aside from the gas, he's not too worried about the rest of it. He just wants to fight the army, right? So denying the gas, that's the key component, but otherwise, he's looking to trade with his disruptor shots. A little bit of an aggressive stance here from Astrea, but will he be able to punish Neeb's punish?
I don't know. I think what Astrea is doing really good is that he's reducing the Tempest count. We had 7 Tempests, now we've got 4 Tempests. So it's okay to lose a couple Stalkers if you're Astrea, because if the Tempests go down, the carrier disruptor combination that he's sitting on is invincible. And 4 Tempests, I don't really know if that's enough anymore for me.
Yeah, and like you said, the gas, it's just not there. So he can't really remake any of these important units that he loses. Neeb, that is.
Nope. Neeb making sure that he doesn't lose any disruptors now because he cannot rebuild them, like you just said. But if this base goes up and running, there is some hope again for Neeb. I think that if I'm Astrea, I do whatever I can to pick up one more Tempest. Just getting rid of one more, then I actually think we can just take the fight, man. But look at the carriers, by the way. They did go through something, cats. They have been beat up.
They sure have. I do love the move that Neeb is going for. I mean, making a lot of shield batteries here and staging kind of his push from here. Wow, that's a lot of Zealots. How much Zealots is that?
Wow, the mother of all Zealot counterattacks. I think it's like 34 Zealots pretty much. I don't know if I'm Astrea. I want to fight here. That's a lot of shield batteries. Yeah. He can't really blink. He wants to get a Tempest, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, and now Neeb is establishing that gas and a sieging position for the rest of the mining bases of Astrea. I think Astrea wants to maybe at this point move towards the other side of the map and expand maybe to Neeb's Rift-Vesting Geyser back.
Braveheart! Braveheart! This is so sick. 38 against 30 Zealots, 31 minutes into a game of StarCraft 2. Neeb is winning. Astrea's retreating. Who wants another season of Game of Thrones when we've got the epic clash of Zealots over here?
Yeah, but now Neeb has too many for Astrea to trade efficiently against. A disruptor shot here would be the MVP. But Astrea manages to retreat onto the cannons and a sneaky DT. Oh! That's big.
That is big. Sorry, mate. I'm obsessed with this Zealot fight that's happening on the other side of the map. It's the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a while. Dark Templars are here, but it's not enough. Neeb's got so many Zealots. The carriers will get recalled to save this base for Astrea. And this is truly still anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, Neeb has done an amazing job of restabilizing by taking this base. I mean, he is a brilliant strategist, and it's on full display.
Oh, that could be something! Oh, no! Gets 3 disruptors. That's massive. Now Neeb takes a tiny army supply advantage. That one Oracle, absolute MVP, providing Neeb with the vision. Vision is everything in these moments.
Yeah, and I mean, for the first time in a while, Astrea is also really hurting for cash. He's hurting for gas. All of these units are incredibly valuable. We have a neck-to-neck game here.
I don't even want to see Saro against Maru anymore. I want Neeb against Astrea again and again.
Oh my god. Resources lost tab, Kev? It's exactly what you would expect it to be.
300 or 600 resources difference. That's a couple Zealots. It's pretty much dead even now in a 33-minute PvP. You cannot make this up. What a ridiculous game.
Yeah, now it's Astrea getting adventures and clearing that side of the map for Neeb. So I think we're going to have both armies kind of reallocating. Like, they're just going to switch sides, right? As far as, like, where they try to situate their economy. This particular move, I want to say, favors Astrea a little bit in the sense that the top-hand side of the map has been mined a little bit less.
And this is actually an important base to take out as well, because this is where the Stargates are, this is where the Fleet Beacon are. And don't forget, the Tempest count is somewhat low. But Neeb is looking for another big disruptor shot. Fires one forward. This one does not connect. Stargates are still alive, but the Fleet Beacon went down.
Yeah, what a confident move once again from Astrea, venturing very deep into his opponent's side of the map. And against Neeb of all people, I like his position again now.
You know what makes me so sad? Is that we're gonna have to cast another game of StarCraft 2 that just starts off with build orders, and we have to talk about one stalker going down. I want this all day. Like, oh, what a game! There's a lot of observers here. Once again, vision super important. Revelations gets thrown down. Dark Templar gets picked up as well, but somehow, okay. A3 disruptive stalkers. Will they blink forward? The answer is no.
Yeah, some ambitions blinked earlier, but now they're looking for a tempest. They're not gonna find it, and it's really these tempests that are forcing the pace, right? How do you dislodge them here, Kev? Do you know?
You outmaneuver them and wait until they're vulnerable, or you can feel confident. You can somehow get your carriers on top of his army, but that's not the way. Astrea Neeb, with an absolute masterclass of late game PvP here, has now taken a 40 army supply advantage, and I feel Astrea, you need to make something happen because these Tempests are picking you apart.
That is the story of this later half of the game. Astrea does have a little bit better economy and income, I think, than Neeb, as he is mining off of 2 bases. So time is sort of on his side and against him at the same time, because it's those Tempests that are taxing him so much.
I mean, it's the vision, right? The revelations, the observers of Neeb. I mean, vision blinks forward now. Neeb confident, gets 2 disruptors, fires his own disruptors, somehow doesn't connect with anything, but a few more zealots will go down in the end. The carriers are sitting ducks. Another carrier goes down. Look at these Tempests putting in work.
Yeah, now it's Neeb confidently advancing as this carrier numbers diminish, and he still has a lot of disruptors. Astrea's gonna need a miraculous disruptor shot to reset things here. Otherwise, I feel like it's Neeb that continues to push on fourth, Kev.
Yep, these carriers may as well just leave at this point because they're just eating shots. They're not participating in the battle. Forward blink by Astrea. A lot of stalkers, and I think we're getting close to the beginning of the end here. What an absolute display of pure skill by Neeb in this game. Amazing.
Yeah, but by both players. I mean, Neeb is inching out of this game, but it looks like it's his to lose at this point. What an amazing display indeed. One of maybe the game of the season, I think, fair to say, Kevin. And wow, I mean, this is the last-ditch effort for Astrea. But
a couple zealots and a couple stalkers is just not going to be enough. The carriers are like, we're done. A couple of disruptors are left behind. They won't participate in this fight. I mean, one more miraculous hit is not going to change things. At this point, Astrea doesn't really have proper income anymore either. There is no stopping this army of Neeb, or is there? Another forward blink. Disruptors go down. GG gets called.